Hi, my name is Jeff and welcome back to my workshop. Today we are going to continue work on our city scene by finishing up detailing on the candy shop. So as you recall, we added signs and some weathering last time. So now we're going to add, installed a gooseneck lamp over the rear door, and I'm just going to use a 3-volt button battery to test it to make sure it's still working. And I will show you how I installed that on when I do another structure later in the video, so please stay tuned to see that. But I did it. This one was used as a test to make sure I was doing it correctly. I also want to install an HVAC unit. If you want to see how this was built, I will link to that short in the description below. And we've got a number of options on where we want to place it. Could go up against the wall there, but I think a little closer to the middle. There should be some room between the edge. Further back, something along those lines, but yeah, right about there I think will be good. So let's glue that down. We're just using styrene solvent cement on the base of the unit to attach the styrene HVAC unit to the styrene roof. You want to make sure you're using a solvent that will attach to your two surfaces. So since both are styrene in this case, both plastic, we can use the solvent cement. If the roof were a cardboard piece, then I would want to use either like a tacky glue or Walther's Goo or CA. Okay, now on the hardware store, we're going to install again a gooseneck lamp over here. I'm going to put it up on end, and I'm drilling a number 70 hole, a couple of brick tiers above the door, and I'm using just a hand crank drill and working slowly and letting the drill do the work. Once I get the hole through, then we can take the wires from the gooseneck lamp. They're very fine, so you want to be careful with them. Make sure you get them in to the hole. You can do them one at a time, or you can try and do them both at the same time like I did. The first building I ended up having to do them one at a time. This one I was able to get them both in at the same time, which actually was a little bit easier when I was mounting it, but harder to get it started. So we pull it through, gentle with the wires, and then push the stem in. Once that's in place, I want to test it before I glue anything in place. So again, I'm just going to use that 3-volt button battery, and good, we didn't break anything. Not lining up right, but once we glue it in place, we'll be fine there. So a little bit of CA, just using a bottom of a paper cup to hold my glue, and a toothpick to apply just a drop of it right at the point where the lamp goes into the hole in the side of the building. You could use a CA accelerator here, but my experience is that tends to cause damage to your paint and weathering when you try and spray it on. You could also brush some of it on before you put the CA in, and then add the drop of CA to it, and then when they come together. But I find the simplest is to just naturally let the CA harden on its own. With that done, I also soldered a JST plug, pre-wired JST plug to the wires, using the standard that our club uses: black to the negative, red for the positive on DC for our DC circuits. We actually, for our negative or ground, we'll use either black or white depending on the situation. Red is a positive, but for a 12 volt DC we use blue because we don't want to confuse. We use blue and white on the layout wiring, but the plugs come pre-wired with black and red. So but this lets us avoid confusing the 12 volt DC buses for the DCC buses, which are also black and red. So with that done, we've got this building done. That's 2 completed and ready to go on the layout. I hope you're enjoying this series. We've got one more structure we need to work on. We'll also be installing the roads and some sidewalks on the layout in an upcoming video. So please make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and if you've enjoyed this, hit that like button, and thank you for watching.